Hundreds of founders wake up to find their entire brand identity wiped out overnight. Why? All because of one tiny unchecked box on a freelance contract. It's the ultimate $5 Fiverr mistake that ruins businesses. Today, we're exposing the hidden file delivery and copyright loophole that causes trademark rejections and massive intellectual property lawsuits for small businesses. Welcome to today's Explainer, everyone. We're demystifying exactly how to buy brand identity services on massive freelance platforms without falling into that trap. And we're going to do it in the most practical way possible, by completely tearing down one specific, top-rated gig to see exactly what makes it work, what you actually get for your money, and how professional designers set themselves apart to protect your business equity. Let's get into it.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the gig economy scale. Second, the anatomy of a pro gig. Third, we're decoding design deliverables. Fourth, basic versus premium packages. And finally, number 5, the vetted pro advantage.
All right, Section 1, the gig economy scale. If you go online right now, the sheer volume of services available is absolutely staggering. You can hire someone for a TikTok shop setup, generative engine optimization, fractional CFO services, vibe coding, or even AI avatar design. The variety is incredible. But let's be honest here. If you're a founder who just needs a professional logo and a legally secure brand identity, staring at this massive menu of hyper-niche services can feel completely overwhelming. It's like finding a needle in a digital haystack.
So the absolutely crucial question is, how do you find the right designer in all this noise? That's exactly what we're answering today. We're going to solve this by examining one specific, highly successful professional who cuts right through the clutter to deliver structural, compliant value to businesses.
That brings us to Section 2, Anatomy of a Pro Gig.
We're going to look closely at a freelancer named Juhi, whose agency is called Explorance. Now, she isn't just any seller. She's a vetted Fiverr Pro with over 10 years of experience, specializing in modern, minimalist aesthetics. Right off the bat, that elite pro status and a decade of experience establishes a real baseline of quality. You know you aren't just buying someone's weekend hobby project, you're looking at a structural graphic design workflow.
But it's really not just about the artwork itself. Juhi specifically highlights free Zoom calls during the process, original designs, complete brand identity kits, and highly responsive communication. This brilliantly illustrates what professional freelancers use to stand out. They aren't just selling you a JPEG, right? They are selling a collaborative, professional business process that guarantees compliance and quality.
And hey, the data absolutely backs this up. She boasts an impressive 4.8-star rating across 661 reviews on this specific gig. That proves that offering clear communication, tiered options, and these professional profile elements actually converts browsers into buyers. And more importantly, it leaves them highly satisfied with their investment.
Moving right along to Section 3, Decoding Design Deliverables. Let's talk about what you're actually paying for.
First up is the favicon. This is that tiny, iconic image that represents your website in a browser tab. It's a bit of industry jargon that many non-technical founders see in a design package and might not fully understand. What's great here is that Juhi includes this essential web asset even in her most basic entry-level package, which shows she understands modern digital business needs.
Next, we have vector files. These include formats like AI, EPS, and SVG. The crucial concept here is scalability. Vector files are infinitely scalable graphics. They won't lose quality or get pixelated, whether you print your logo on a tiny promotional pen or a massive highway billboard. Listen, making sure your package includes these source files is absolutely essential. It guarantees that you actually own usable, professional-grade assets, completely avoiding that copyright and file delivery loophole we talked about earlier.
Finally, we have brand style guidelines. Think of this as the ultimate rulebook for your brand. It covers logo variations, strict usage do's and don'ts, and typography rules. This right here is the crucial difference between just getting a pretty picture sent to your inbox and receiving a functional, deployable corporate identity system that your entire team can safely use.
Okay, Section 4, Basic versus Premium Packages.
Think about how these deliverables scale up when you move through the pricing tiers. The basic package, starting at just $25, gets you one logo concept, a favicon, and a color palette. But when you jump to the premium package, you're getting 3 distinct logo concepts, social media kits, stationery designs, and crucially, those full brand style guidelines. It goes from a simple logo delivery directly to a comprehensive business toolkit.
To summarize the macro difference between these tiers, the basic tier delivers the visual assets, but the premium tier delivers those visual assets plus the definitive rules for using them correctly. You aren't just buying more variations of a logo, you are buying the strategic guidelines to deploy them safely across all your marketing channels without diluting your brand identity or risking infringement.
Which leads us perfectly into our final part, Section 5, the vetted pro advantage. Let's look at some real-world outcomes.
A user named JKFabWorks wrote, "I started a new company and needed some work done on my self-created logo. I reached out and received a reply very quickly." This brilliantly illustrates a key point. A professional freelancer can meet a founder exactly where they are. Even if you've already started sketching the design yourself, a pro can step in, refine it, ensure it's legally sound, and finalize it. Then there's this review from Beverly Moves, who shared, "I needed a logo for my business and had a vague direction, some certain, some uncertain, and I know that is not ideal for a job, but they handled it." This highlights that a true professional doesn't need you to have all the answers up front. They can guide a buyer who only has a vague direction, relying entirely on their own design expertise to fill in the gaps and deliver an incredible product.
And finally, user Ordsees noted, Jui was great to work with and explained everything very clearly, even included an upscaled version. Clear communication and over-delivering on technical file types, like throwing in that upscaled version, are the true hallmarks of a top-tier gig. They manage the project from start to finish, so you don't have to stress about the technical details.
So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a really critical thought. Before you hire your next freelancer, do you know exactly which files and guidelines your brand needs to survive? I highly encourage you to audit your own branding needs using the exact framework we just deconstructed today. Knowing the difference between a basic JPEG and a full, legally compliant brand guideline could save you massive headaches and potential lawsuits down the road. Don't let a simple file formatting error destroy the equity you've built. Thanks for joining me, and keep building smart.